So let's talk about smart tools, right? Smart tools are fantastic, right? We capture data, we make them smarter, they're able to see and ultimately have more information about their environment. All that gets captured, some way goes into a cloud-based solution or an ecosystem, and then what? We can use that data to translate that into potential workflow optimizations, into information for our customers on how to behave. But ultimately, if there is no interface, that data is only partially usable. So what we're working on is both on investing into our smartness of our tools and bringing more intelligence into them, but then also working on the interface. We call this Hilti Connect. Hilti Connect is not just an app. Hilti Connect is a window into our hardware, into the data that gets generated and captured by our tools, and with that allows two things. One, immediate interaction, right? You have Hilti Connect that gives you information about the tool that you can take action in the moment. I change my behavior, I drill faster, I slow down on my core rig to bring the efficiency on that in the moment for the user. It also allows for better planning. You know, if I have the information about my tools, I can actually schedule preventive maintenance. With that, I overall reduce my effort and potentially downtime that I have to organize downstream with my tools. I know that in advance. Hilti Connect allows me to interact with my tools on the job site. You know, our customers tell us one big issue that we have is our asset management. We don't know exactly where our stuff is, and this is not because they're unorganized. The construction industry is a very vibrant, very dynamic industry. We have job sites all over the place, they have warehouses, and they need to manage that. Our contractors tell us that, you know, our research tells us that about 90 hours a month are just spent on finding where my stuff is. Where is the tools? How do I combine tools and crews in the right place at the right moment? 65% of our contractors tell us that they struggle and they actually are not very confident that they have a good system to trace their certifications and potentially even inspection schedules. And we know that in average, about $200,000 are wasted in managing your assets or finding where the stuff is. 4 years ago, we introduced Hilti OnTrack. And since then, we've been implementing this solution on contractors across all trades and in all sizes. And with those contractors, what they've told us is their ability to now have transparency on where the assets are and then ultimately take action on that. They have been able to drive their efficiency of their crews, where they are, and so on, and overall take more out of less assets than there were ever before. OnTrack is a cloud-based IoT solution from Hilti. It's a software solution and a service combined into what improves the workflow of managing tools for our customers. If you combine that with our service that we've had for decades now called fleet management, now you're translating what used to be a great benefit on a smart tool with an interface for an individual tool and then combine it into a total solution on a tool park. If you think about the opportunities that you have as a contractor on driving your efficiency by making that leap jump, it's a fantastic use case on how we're connecting the dots and really affecting the workflow of our customers. We talked about before about bringing those smart tools and continuously investing into our smart technology when it comes to tools. We're taking all that knowledge and transferring it to our fasteners. And with that, we're creating the first smart fastener. The first smart fastener, or how we're going to call it, traceable fasteners, or TraceFast, which is the trademark name for this technology, will be anchors. And at the head of the anchor, there is a data matrix code that will allow me to, through my screen, if I scan this thing, automatically identify this anchor uniquely. Now this gives us a lot of use cases. This is the first step of taking smart or IoT solutions to our fasteners. With that, you can imagine all the things that we can do. I now identify this fastener. So this gives our contractors the ability to uniquely use this automatic identification in their workflow. The second thing that it does is I have to install this anchor. So now I know exactly what I'm installing. On my screen, I have all the related information that I need as an installer to do this properly. You know, certifications, user manuals, and so on and so forth. I can now connect the dots between this and my tool, because if this is uniquely identified, I know what type of anchor it is, that can speak to my tool that is a smart tool that automatically adjusts the torque, and with that properly install this anchor without any additional need of trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. Once I install the anchor correctly, I can give my user this signal that you did your job right. And once I have the right information, I just informed and I record that, that allows me or the contractor or an inspection community to ultimately understand and know which anchor has been installed where, to what point, and with the right torque. So the whole workflow of us identifying the right products, and with that ultimately driving that workflow efficiency for our customers. Now, you know, this is a great technology, and ultimately I'm sure somebody else can come up with a different way of identifying a unique anchor and finding a way of getting that information to the customers. The reason why we can do this effectively is because we're the only company that actually knows who we sold this anchor to and in which job site it's going to be installed. So we combine in the information of the identification with the use case for our end customers, because we know who is the owner of this anchor, ultimately is the building, but also who has installed it.